Welcome back to MWR Life on Air. If you missed the first half of the show, you can find it as well as all the archived episodes at youtube.com/FortCampbell101. With me now is Ruben Osana from Aerosol Auto. Welcome to the show, Ruben.
Thank you.
So you were here to talk to us about the auction,
Yes,
right?
we have an auction coming up August the 16th. We have a lot of cars and we also have a lot of equipment from MWR.
I just got the updated list from our supply warehouse, which has some of the equipment that you talked about. And there are all sorts of things that end up on the auction, isn't there?
Yes, we have, like last year, we had pretty much all the old equipment from E-Step when they renovated. And they brought it over to get it sold. And then it was really expensive treadmills and all that. And they sold for about $100 each.
Yeah, you can get
really low
one
prices.
Great deal over at the auction. What does somebody have to do in order to purchase something at the auction? Let's talk about that first before we get too far.
Well, they would have to come registered. Registration starts at 8 in the morning. It's from 8 to 9. Pretty much they just need an ID and a form of payment. They would fill out one sheet of paper and pretty much just name, basic information, and then they can just go ahead and bid. And they only have to pay half of the winning bid that day, and they have 14 days to pay off the rest.
Can they pick up the equipment or the car before they pay it off? Or that has to be paid before they can take that?
On the vehicles, they have to wait until they're fully paid, and they do have to wait the 2 weeks because we need that time to get the SF97s ready, which are the titles. For the equipment, it's on a case-by-case basis. Some equipment might be able to get picked up the same day. Some of the larger equipment, like some of the ovens and things like that, we got to make arrangements to get it picked up so they can pick them up after 2 weeks.
Right. So if somebody says, say there is an oven that we've replaced in one of the businesses for whatever reason, and somebody wins that at an auction, do they have to make arrangements to pick it up, or do you guys deliver them?
They have to make arrangements to get it picked up. Some of the equipment we can deliver. We only have we have 3 tow trucks. But if we can't get it on the back of the tow trucks, then yeah, we can deliver them. They will have to pay a delivery fee per se, which would be, I think it's $45 plus $2 a mile from where they want it delivered.
Well, that can make a big difference depending on what type of equipment or vehicle that you're winning at the auction.
Exactly.
So August 16th, registration starts at 8 a.m.
Yes.
Is there going to be a place where the people can view the vehicles that are in the auction prior to the start date?
Yes, we have 2 viewings before the auction. First one's going to be on August the 12th from 11 to 1:30. And the second one's going to be on the 14th from 2 to 4:30. During that time, they can come in. All the equipment might not be there, but all the vehicles are going to be there. So they can look at the vehicles. If they have a mechanic, or if they're a mechanic, they can come look at them, pretty much look and see what they want to bid on the day of. So they're not rushing the day before that.
Well, it's a good idea to, scope it out and see what you're potentially going to be bidding on. This is a great place to get a vehicle that you can, part out and work on, or, a project car, or even ones that, if you need a vehicle to run, there are vehicles available like that as well.
Exactly. We get a lot of repeat customers. They'll come in, they'll buy 1 or 2 cars, they'll fix them up, and then they'll drive them to the next auction. That being said, none of the vehicles are considered road ready because we don't know if they run, we don't know if they have a battery. Some we have keys for and some we don't have keys for. So just something to think about when you're going to bid on them. Put that into your budget. If you're going to bid X amount, how much is it going to cost you to get a battery or get a keys made? And because of the nature of the auctions, we can't tell you if they run or not, and we can't tell you if we have keys or not until you pick them up.
Well, and it's just a matter of oftentimes we don't know the vehicles that we have until a little bit beforehand. And they come from all over the place, whether, they were vehicles that were abandoned on post or the back 40 or, all sorts of different situations.
Right. Yeah, we get a lot of those. They're mostly abandoned. But 90% of the time, they're being abandoned because the soldier or individual either PCS'd or deployed, and then they come back, the vehicle's been picked up, they just don't want it anymore.
Well, and I'm glad that you brought that up, particularly with the deployment, because you guys make every possible effort to get that vehicle back to the owner. It's not like they just ditch it and you guys come and get it.
Yeah, we can technically keep the vehicles for 45 days before we can sell them off. But the average stay for the cars is between a year to 2 years. And during that time, we're making a continuous effort to find the owner and give them a chance to pick up their vehicle. If they've been deployed, we work with them as far as the storage. It goes down to $1 a day, which is pretty much average on what you would pay to get your vehicle stored. And if they don't want it, then we just, we work with them. They can just give the vehicle up in lieu of the fees that might have been incurred. And
which a lot of soldiers end up doing, particularly if they've decided to purchase a new vehicle upon return from deployment.
That's usually what they do. They drive them until they get deployed to their meeting area, and they leave them there and they come back and purchase a new one when they find out it's gone.
Well, and that soldier's loss can be somebody else's gain, because there are some great vehicles that are available in there. Now, where is the auction going to be held at?
It's going to be at our building, building 5300 Airborne Street, which is right across from Hooper Bowling Alley. You can just drive there in the morning, be there around 7:30, 7:50, because we do get a lot of people.
I was just going to ask about that. This is a very popular event.
Yes, it is.
So people do get there rather early and start lining up prior to, so they can be one of the first people in line for registration. And once the auction starts, it moves pretty quickly.
It does. We move pretty fast. Usually we're done around noon. We start at 9. We'll be done by noon. And that's usually we have about 50 vehicles or more. So you can kind of divide that. We're spending probably about a few minutes per vehicle to get them sold.
And that's a lot of movement in a short period of time. So the vehicles can be checked out a couple days prior. And I know that typically we have a link that lists the vehicles on the website within a couple of weeks of the auction date.
Well, we'll post pictures of the vehicles online. They're not going to be a lot of pictures, just one, so you can kind of get an idea of what it is. Of course, your make, model, and we'll have a list of the equipment.
And I know I'll update the Facebook page with the list of equipment as Supply sends it to me, because that list gets pretty big.
Yes, and the list of the vehicles and the equipment can change at any time, even the day of. We've had times where soldiers and lien holders have come the day of to pick their vehicle up. So just keep that in mind.
So always a good idea to check it out in advance, get there early for registration. Remind us again, Ruben, when the auction is?
It's going to be August 16th at 8 in the morning.
All right. Thank you so much for coming and talking to us.
Thank you for having me.
Stay tuned. I'll be right back after the break.
I lost my brother Frank in the Battle of Iwo Jima.
He served on 4 combat tours.
In Vietnam,
in Iraq,
Afghanistan.
There's a life that was lost behind that pin.
I put it on for my wife.
For my husband,
my brother,
my dad,
my son.
We wear it because we honor those that we lost.
To learn more about the stories behind the Gold Star pins, visit goldstarpins.org.
Welcome back, and thank you for staying tuned to MWR Life on Air. If you would like additional information on family and MWR events and activities, you can check out our website and our Facebook page, or pick up the latest copy of the MWR Family, Soldier, Retiree, or Civilian Life magazines. You can call our 24-hour recorded information line, join our text club by texting the letters MWR to 68683, and listen to our radio programs on 1400 AM at 8 a.m. or 105.1 FM at 8:30 on Friday mornings. The program is also rebroadcast on Fridays at 12:30 p.m. on 1400 AM. You can listen to Talk with Tara every Friday at 10 a.m. on 1400 AM and Rendezvous Radio at 1 p.m. Download the TuneIn app to listen to the broadcast on your phone. To receive weekly information to your inbox, go to fortcampbellmwr.com and click on the MWR eNews icon. This will take you to the MWR eNews registration page. You'll start receiving the electronic newsletter the following week. I'm Tara Goodson. Thank you for watching MWR Life on Air. We're supporting soldiers, families, retirees, and civilians with quality of life events and activities. We are your network of services.